Good morning. What a pleasure it is to be here, and what a great day to learn more about God. So, did y'all know that light can make some people sneeze? Yeah, about 18 to 35 of people suffer from something called photonic sneeze reflex. Basically means you're allergic to light. So,
Hey, good afternoon. All right. Let me explain these. You have some response letters coming around there. Please, during Brownback time, sign those appropriately, of course. There's two more up here. I want to start around two, though, but let me explain what they are. You guys know the families that cook for us at Mountain View, the Carols and the Nuns. They've done that for us now for 3 or 4 years, and it's pretty cool. But that is a ton of work. Planning the meals, buying the meals, taking everything, and then, you guys understand all that. So these are just thank you cards for them. So for the carols and for the nuns, if you could just write, some express your gratitude for what they did for us up at camp. And then we got them some gift cards to let them go out on a little date night kind of a thing. We'll slip in here with this and then pass these along to them. So great servants of the Lord. And so these are for them. And we're going to start, though, with a video, Brown Bag. No, actually, this is from Honduras that they made, but we didn't get to show yesterday. I don't think it was sent. I don't think we had it. So this is a kind of a PS for that presentation you saw yesterday. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Yeah! Woohoo! I'm upside down right now in Honduras on a zip line. Come to Honduras and you too can do this.
Because you're there when I awake, and then you give me the lights of day. Because the children with you can play. I think I am. 'Cause when I speak, you're always there. We even listen what I can tell, 'cause you're my gospel, my daily bread. That's why I think I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. I think I am. I think I am. I'm glad I am. I'm proud I am. Real religious, and I am, I am. I am, I am. I feel I am. I feel I am. Oh Lord, I am. God knows I am. Real religious. Yes, I realize you're my best friend. Can separate actions from faith, 'cause you have all I need to take. That's why I think
While there's many great mission opportunities here in Honduras, one of the most rewarding is our Deseo program. In this program, we get to work hand in hand with children, teaching them morals, values, and other life lessons that they may not learn on their own.
'Cause it's my temple, the whole wide world. That's why I
This right here is the main reason we're here. This is a Devo with members from both Cafe La Taza and Raíces. Both are ministries that we have going on focused on young adults here in Honduras. The main goal of both of these ministries is to build relationships and friendships with these people in hopes that they will become strong, regular members here in the Church of Christ in Honduras. If you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, if you're ready to make a real impact on the lives of people in Honduras, and if you're ready to join our ever-growing mission here in Honduras, then we've got a special message just for you.
Hey, we want you to come Honduras.
Queremos que ustedes.
Queremos que tú.
Queremos que ustedes.
Hey, we want you guys.
We want you.
Queremos que ustedes.
We want you.
Yo quiero que ustedes.
We want you.
We want you. Queremos que usted.
We want you. Venga, Honduras.
Yes, you. Come to Honduras.
Vengan a Honduras.
Come to Honduras.
Come to Honduras.
Vengan a Honduras.
Come to Honduras.
Come to Honduras.
Vengan a Honduras.
To come to Honduras.
Come to Honduras. Vengan a Honduras.
To come to Honduras.
We want you to come Honduras.
Yeah.
I mean, you can come if you want to. Just kidding, come to Honduras.
That was pretty good. Pretty cool. Hey, Chris, can you turn this down a little bit, please? Come to Honduras. Can you turn it up a little bit more? Just a little. Okay, that's perfect. Do you want to go ahead and do the next one? Okay, this is a video brown bag, so we'll roll on into this one. So here you go.
Okay, everybody, what's up? How are you guys doing? Today is October 22nd. Get in there. For you guys have some important decisions that are coming up in your time as aimers, because the fields are coming up. When you get this, I'm not for sure how many actually fields you'll have left, if you actually have any. But we did ours 2 days ago. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But this is just a brown bag. We're just trying to give you guys maybe some information you've probably already heard, but just in case you haven't, that's what this brown bag is going to be about. All right, guys, to start off this session, we thought that it would be appropriate to ask Marshall some questions about what was going through his head during the process of choosing, and then actually when he got chosen. So Marshall, we know on this team that your first selection was Fort Collins, and your second selection was Mexico City. So when you got selected for Mexico City, what were some of the things that initially first went through your head, and then maybe later when you had some time to think about it, went through your head?
I mean, I certainly didn't have any issues coming to Mexico City. You know, it was my second pick for a reason. So first off, I remember being a little disappointed because, you know, Fort Collins was like my first pick, and there were things that had happened that almost seemed like that was the way I needed to go. So I felt like it wasn't just me, it was something that was maybe bigger than that. Like things might have been building up to this. So when that didn't happen, I was a little concerned that, well, maybe things aren't as, what's what I'm looking for, simple as they seem. Or maybe I don't understand really what God wants me to do. But a lot of this is, it's like a big trust exercise to understand that God works through a whole bunch of different facets than what we think he does, right? I've certainly been blessed by coming here, and I don't think I rather would have gone anywhere else. I think here is where I need to be. So if I had to say my later thoughts on it, it would be that, you know, just trust that he's got an idea of what he's doing. He probably knows more what you need than what you need yourself. So that's what I would say.
Some things that you guys should know is that Mexico City may be one of the most expensive fields that you may have to raise support for. And some of you are probably panicking about that right now. I know I probably was at this point too. But I have my good friend Travis here with me today. Travis, real quick question for you. How did you go about raising the support for such an expensive field? And how did you back that up to your supporters that you needed that much for coming to this field?
Well, I got the budget for Mexico City, the monthly budget, and went off of that and had a support letter and everything and sent all that out to everyone. I mean, basically anyone that I knew, and especially if I knew their address, they were getting a support letter from me. I asked all my family, all my friends, multiple churches. I went and spoke at a few churches, would just go on trips with, just connections through preachers or through family, you know, just go, just meet new churches, whatever it was. However I could possibly have a support raising time, I was there. And it ended up working out. The one-time support was a pretty hefty sum of $3,000, yeah? $3,000, I believe. and I got all that. And the monthly support I was a little bit short of, but I was able to come to the field, and I've been here June, July, August, September, October, 5.5 months now. So it's been working out.
All right. I am joined here today again with one of my awesome teammates, Bonnie Elizabeth Foreman, and I just have a couple questions for Bonnie. But first, we talked about a little bit when we Skyped you guys about how we tutor a lot and how we do a lot of tutoring. But here we just want to do some clarification about exactly what the purpose is behind those actions and behind us tutoring. So I have Bonnie here to help me clarify exactly what we do and how we go about doing it. So Bonnie, to start off, what is our objective when we go to tutor kids or adults?
Well, obviously the main goal and the main reason why we're here is to bring people to Christ. And I'd say in pretty much all of our cases with tutoring that we're tutoring non-Christians. And so I think that's really important, that we're not just teaching them English, but trying to be an example in their life and trying to bring them to Christ ultimately.
Okay, guys. Well, that's pretty much about all the time that you guys have for today and all of the information that we have in our brain.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room and the endlessness.
Okay, we want to have about a 20-minute special prayer for that team. It's pretty creative. I told Chris that wasn't really a brown bag. That was like a recruiting video. But that's legal. So when you get there and you want to do that, man, we'd love to hear from you. We'll show it. Maybe. So that was very cool. Please be sure as we're reading these that you keep those response sheets and the thank you sheets going around whenever we're able to hit all that today so we can send those off to their appropriate places. So I'm going to read the first one. Okay. All right, this first one comes from Jadet Zepeda. Jadet, who knows Jadet? Yeah, he's in South Africa. He says, so the other night I was at one of my friend's house. Things were not looking good. This friend had some real drama happening, and it was such a coincidence. It was obviously God. The other campus intern and me were popping by to visit that night. While we were visiting, the drama unleashed, and my friend's mom ended up packing a bag and leaving the house. It was pretty bad. It was awkward. It was uncomfortable. It was hurtful. So what do you do next? How do you react to such a situation? I remember the campus minister here, Shawnee and Lindsay Rapia. I never know how to say their last name. Robbie, you know how to say their last name? Anyway, Shawnee and Lindsay, who are kind of like my coordinators now, telling me a story. They started it by asking me, do you know what ministry is? Then the story went on about a little girl who lost both of her parents in a tragedy. And somehow this little girl was with Lindsay when she found out. And because of the shock and all, that Lindsay, all that she could do was hug her as a little girl cried for hours. Then my coordinator said, ministry is holding a little girl without saying a word and crying with her in her pain. I can see more or less what they mean now. We as aimers get this puffed up mentality of what we want to do or what we want to achieve. We have this idea of what ministry is and the quote ministries that we want to do or to start as soon as we get to the mission field. We think that the more Bible studies we have, the better missionaries we are. We think and plan all these things and we forget perhaps what's most important, loving the people. Ministry means caring. Ministry is crying with someone who has no idea what to do now or after this totally unexpected situation comes along and not saying anything, just praying and trusting God. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to have Bible studies or to have great ideas of what you want to do when you get to the mission field. What I am saying is that if we get so busy in our own idea of ministry, trying to accomplish our ideas like I did, we will miss what the real and true message is about. It's the love. I lost it. I did. I lost it. I did. And God gave me my wake-up call. I was so focused on all the Bible studies I got to be a part of. I was focused on the work of the ministry. I lost track of the heart of ministry. So hear me, guys, please. It really doesn't matter all that we do and how much work if we lose the heart of Jesus. Galatians 5:6 reminds that the only thing that matters is to express our faith through love. The only thing that will mean anything to the people on your field is how much you are loved and gave of yourself. Not how many times you opened the Bible with somebody, not how many ministries you started, not how many people you baptized. It's truly love that counts. It's love that makes a difference. So yeah, although sometimes love will mean to open the Bible and have a Bible study for sure. Sometimes it will mean to wash a toilet for somebody. Sometimes it will mean to stay up late with that friend who is so heartbroken. Sometimes it will just mean to hug and cry with that person whose world was just crushed in front of them. Sometimes ministry requires you to speak and preach. Sometimes it requires you to sit and listen. I'm grateful God opened my eyes again to what ministry really is, and I pray I won't forget the heart of the matter. I'm challenged of what this will require, but I'm willing to be that vessel and trust God with what's coming. How about you? No shout outs today. Just want to get real with you guys by sharing a real story. Thank you all for your prayers. And if you ever would like to know more about awesome things God's doing here in South Africa, just send me a message. Like always, I'm right here with you, struggling and trying not to forget about the heart of it all, the right motivation, the love of Jesus. For his glory, Jadet.
This one comes from Jared Blakeman. He says, my name is Jared Blakeman. Guys, I just wanted to write and say hello to you guys and let you know that you're amazing. I was there last weekend and hung around the apartment Sunday night for a little bit. I got to meet quite a few of you, and from the people that I met, I really liked you guys. I want you to know that you made me feel right back at home when I was back in those apartments, even though I had not been living in those apartments for almost 4 years. It's crazy to think I started AIM 4 years ago. I just wanted to write in and comment on what Ray Young said during his lesson during chapel last Monday. He made the comment about what would change if we had the opportunity to change it. And it made me think about my time in Lubbock. The first thing that comes to my head when I think of that is that I would have taken the class time more serious. When I say that, I mean that I wish I would have paid more attention to the lessons that were being taught, as well as taking better notes so that I could remember them for longer. I encourage you guys to really focus during class and to not ask questions if you don't understand something, and to ask questions if you don't understand something completely. Also think about something the preacher that used to be here in Wichita Falls would say. Church on Sunday morning starts on Saturday night. Not meaning that we should have church on Saturday, but that you need to get the proper sleep the night before so that when you show up on Sunday, you're well rested and ready to study and learn about God. I think that should apply to you guys every day. You need to try and get the right amount of sleep so that you can come into class and be ready to work and learn about God's word every day that you come to school. Another thing I'd suggest is to get to know your classmates more, and that's something I didn't do too well on. I know there are people that you like to hang out with because they like the same things that you like and such, but get to know everyone because you never know that someone you barely talk to might be your teammate, and you'll find that you actually have a lot in common with them. So invite them over for supper and get to know more people. Sorry, guys, no shout outs this week. I'll try and write next week and tell you more about myself and some shout outs, but I'm off to work. So sadly, I won't be able to watch Brownbag, but I will watch the recording of it tonight. Love you guys. I'll be praying for you guys. Jared Blakeman.
Cool. Okay, this next one comes with an illustration. So this comes from Malia, and she's in Santa Rosa de Copan, Honduras. Isn't that just fun to say? It makes it sound like you speak Spanish for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I sound like Harley when I talk like that. Santa Rosa de Copan, Honduras. Does it make you want to drink coffee? Or slap a Mexican? Okay. Dear Amers, hey everybody. You're getting to an exciting part of Lubbock time, the field presentations. Actually, you just have 2 more. Before you know it, they'll be putting up the infamous board where you will pin your name on your top field choice. There are always several different reactions to this. Number 1, feeling worried that you won't get the field you want. Number 2, feeling disturbed that no particular field is calling you. And number 3, feeling excited no matter where you go. Thus, the panic in the other 2 groups is rather too amusing to you. For me, the moment I saw the Bolivia presentation, I felt the call. This wildly excited feeling seemed like God shouting inside of me, go to Bolivia. I had everything that I wanted. Obviously, God had other plans. Don't you hate it when he does that? My 2 teammates, Abby and Tristan, used to pray every night together that they would go to Honduras. I went with them a couple of times, adding Bolivia instead to my wish list. Only after we 3 were placed on the Honduras team together did they confess praying that I too, hang on. Only after we 3 were placed on the Honduras team together did they confess praying that I too would go to Honduras with them. Those tricky prayer warriors. It seems I was outvoted. The truth was that God gave me what I needed, not what I wanted. I realized this moment I was put on the Team Hondo. God knew better. So here's my advice to you. Be like puzzle pieces. It's okay to search for the place you belong, but if you don't fit where you think you should, don't get upset. It just means God has a better place for you in mind. He alone sees the whole picture, and he knows exactly where your purpose lies. So trust him. So shout out to every one of you. You guys are awesome. Love, Malia. And she sends a picture of a puzzle that's about a quarter of a way put together. It's like a 1,000-piece puzzle. I think that's pretty cool advice. I think that's pretty wise, right? God does know better than we do. And I think trusting him and his leading and the call, as she said, is really, really important. Good advice.
This one starts out, they call it Adventures and Missions for a reason, right? Hey, it's Rachel. After we left you guys last week, everything was going as planned, kind of. Got some food, got gas for the car, and headed out. This is kind of a side note, but I always try to make sure I have enough oil and coolant in my car. My car tends to burn oil, and you never know when you need to fill up on coolant. Anyways, I let Betta drive in the beginning because I was super tired. When all of a sudden, she pulls over. Apparently, the car overheated. So we put more coolant in the car, and we're back on the road. 10 minutes later, we pull over again. This time, the coolant low light comes on. We checked it again. It's almost gone. I didn't know much about cars, but I know that's not supposed to happen. We told the boys we needed to stop somewhere to get more coolant, seeing how we used the last of what we had. So we stopped in this little town in New Mexico and stopped at a gas station. My gut was telling me to at least go to someone to see what the problem was. We find this garage and we go in. I told the guy I think I might have a leak in my coolant reservoir, and he checked it out, and I was right. The bright side is he could fix it. The bad news was he didn't have the part. Apparently, the reservoir I needed is vehicle specific. And my car being somewhat on the older side, the part isn't always the easiest thing to find, especially in a small town like this. He said he could get a part, but we'd have to wait till the morning, or we could drive to Lubbock and pick it up. We didn't really know what to do. We didn't want to wait till the morning, but we also knew we didn't want to drive the whole way back to Lubbock. But Pat saved the day. He picked up the part for us and then drove halfway So everything was looking up, or so we thought. So we get back to the garage, call the guy to tell him we have the part, and he tells us he can't come. He was having some friends over to celebrate his anniversary. But finally, at 9 p.m., he came and helped us, and we were on the road by 10. I'm so grateful for this mechanic dude named Bob. Not only was it his anniversary, but his garage was closed by the time we got back, and he still came out to help us. Talk about team dynamics, though. Some of us were super calm and just waiting to see what happened, and the other half just wanted to sleep and wait till the morning. But in the end, all that mattered was we got back on the road and made it safely back to Salt Lake. Patience is a virtue. I must go now. I'm actually waiting for my flight in the airport. I'm sure we'll be loading up soon. It was great seeing you guys. Hopefully we'll meet again in the future. Shout outs to George. Ugh. But seriously, it was great seeing you, I guess. Haha. Izzy, wish I could have spent more time with you, but the time I did spend with you was great. I had a lot of fun letting my more childish side out and jumping in puddles with you. Doug, my one and only friend. Haha, I've been watching The Office, hasn't gotten that far yet, but it's been good. Everyone looks so weird compared to season 5. I love you guys so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Rachel. Okay, last one.
That's one of you guys to lead us in a prayer after this next brown bag. A guy besides Melanie. Okay, Landon, thank you. I appreciate you volunteering, Melanie. Okay, this comes from Elizabeth Richardson, Salt Lake City, teammate. She says, Amers, how's it going? Not real good. Cough up a lung. I must say that being with you all last week was such an encouragement. It caught me off guard as I sat in front of the room because I couldn't believe that I was where you guys were a year ago. So I enjoyed spending time with y'all and sharing with you all the joys and blessings of serving God on the mission field. I also enjoyed hearing all about all the new things you're learning and seeing your hearts so eager to serve Christ. The laughs and the talks, the new memories shared with you all was such a blessing to me. Serving Christ isn't always the easiest route, but it's the most rewarding. Sometimes in those moments when it gets difficult, being around friends who love Christ and remind you of what it's all about is super encouraging, and you guys were just that. I want to thank you for that. I encourage you to keep the joys and eagerness to serve Christ in your hearts. I also encourage you to always remember that all the good things you accomplish are not you, but it's God who's working through you. Remember to thank him often and praise him always. Always remember that it's not about AIM or even you. It's about Jesus. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. Keep fighting the good fight and keep shining bright. Aiming in Salt Lake City, Elizabeth. Shout outs to Chris, Pat, Corey, Rob, Corey, Robbie, Chris, and Joe. I love you all so much. You're always encouraging me. Thanks for all you do. Jamie, Izzy, Valerie. You got to stand quick when I call your name. Jamie, Izzy, Valerie, thank you for letting me stay with you. I enjoyed hanging out with you and getting to know you more. You girls are awesome. Thanks. Fred, Taylor, and Eric, I enjoy getting to know you. You go ahead and stand. It's fine. You just quick. Try. It'll keep you awake. Fred, Taylor, and Eric, enjoyed getting to know you too. You're super funny. I love your hearts for God. Keep being you. Thank you. To the last Salt Lake Gamers, it was good seeing your faces again and miss you. To Kristen and Heather, it was so good seeing your beautiful faces. I've missed you two so much. Thank you for being the friends I need. I love you both so much. To Angela and Caitlin, you two are such an encouragement to me. Thank you for being great role models for me and always pushing me to my best. I love you both. Tanya, I love you so much. It was so good to see you. I'm so proud of you. You'll always be my sister. Thank you for always inspiring me and encouraging me. You're the best. I love you. To the future Salt Lake City Amers. Future Salt Lake City Amers. Trick question. I guess they're not getting anyone. Get ready because God is going to use you in amazing ways here and you don't even know it yet. To the rest of you who are probably forgetting, but I'm writing this last minute, I love you too. Well, that's all I have until next time. Peace out, home dogs. Homies. Elizabeth Richardson. So we're not online right now, are we? We are? Okay.
Father, thank you so much for giving us a purpose in this life. Thank you for showing us who you are, and it's who you are, God, but thank you for being so worthy of our praise, for being so worthy of our service, God. And that sounds backwards because we're not even worthy to serve you. We're not even worthy to praise you, Lord. But we thank you that we have the ability to do so through your Son. We have hope through your Son, and we just thank you so much for who you are, Father. I ask that you would be with the aimers on the field. The struggles that they have in their fields, with their teammates, with their own emotions and individual lives, families. Bless them in that, Lord. Bless them in leading people to you through things that they have experienced and that they're going to experience. And help them to be able to use what they have and the knowledge that they have to bring others to you, Father. And more than anything, help them to just trust in you and to go out and, to step into the Jordan at flood stage if they have to, and just trust that you're going to take care of them, Lord. And you're going to bring people to you, Father, because that's what you do, because you love us, Lord. And may it not be of our own accord, because we're so great, because we're so eloquent, that souls are saved, Father, but maybe because we trust you and because you use people that you want to use. That's what I pray for the aimers on the field, that they would be encouraged and strengthened, even in things that they're struggling with and trials that they have, because they're serving a God that's bigger than any of those things, Lord. Father, please be with us, the aimers here in Lubbock, as we're choosing fields. Lord, if we say we trust you, help us to trust you, God. Be with Pat, be with Chris. They're not God. They're not you, Lord, but they're your vessels that are going to pray to you and ask you where we should go on the field, Father, and help us to do the same. And then help us to trust that the vessels that you've put in place are going to do what needs to be done for your glory, God. And help us to be able to trust that and to trust in you and to not stress, Lord. Help us to realize that whatever your word says, that you're God and that we can rest in you. Help us to take that seriously and to be able to do that, Father. I pray for the aimers on the field and for us here and for missionaries all around the world. If we trust in you, help us to actually trust in you. Lord, help us to just be your disciples. And I'm not talking about AIM. I'm talking about people that call themselves Christians. Help us to get into your Bible, to talk to you, Lord, and guide us in your righteousness and guide others to you through us. We thank you so much for this commission that you've given to us, for the excitement that we have in life because of it, and for the eternal home in heaven that we are looking forward to. Be with the AIM program. Bless us on the field, off the field, retired, those to come, Lord. Bless this program because we want to seek after you and we want to be Christians. Bless us as your children, Lord. Thank you so much for who you are, for loving us. I pray through your Son to you. Amen.
Can you push that stop broadcast or whatever that is on there?